everybody. This is Mz B, and welcome to another episode of a Quickie with Mz B. Today, we're going to be talking about losing things in your house. Forget about it. That's what happens.
And that was the correct use of the word episode, by the way.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Good job. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Alrighty then.
So, what's the worst you've allowed? Have you?
Excuse me.
There's dropping things, and then there's the psychotic stuff. The psychotic stuff. I mean, I've done it before. You know, you put the phone down. You're like, okay, whatever. Yeah, sure. But have you ever done the psychotic one, which is where you're like literally, like, let's be hypothetical here. Like, you're changing the batteries. You're in the presence of the remote. You're changing the batteries right now. You click on the back. You set it down, and you go to throw away the batteries that you just changed. You come back, and it's not there.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, well, hold on now. Now you're tearing the whole house apart. This goes on for like an hour. You're like, oh, you know what?
Yep.
I'm going back to 1971. Just change the channel myself. But we don't have knobs on TVs anymore. So it's like,
can't do that.
I have to actually go find. Oh my God! I'll do it by manual. Give me a knob. I'm fine. You go all over the place. That happened.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Where do you think the remote was?
Please don't tell me you put it in your back pocket.
After I gave up, right? I literally gave up.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I decide, okay, you know what? I go over, I manually find the button, I move the TV to whatever, just any channel that's got something I can go. And I'm sitting down, I'm relaxing now, I'm too angry. I'm sitting here. I look down, Christine, guess what I see on the table?
The remote.
How does it do that? How does it just... How...
Surprise!
How does it do that? I've been to the table just to make sure. You know how you double check on yourself, double checking because you double check, and you need to double check again on your double check.
Yeah,
that's what I did. I did it. It wasn't on that table. Now all of a sudden I'm like, later on, no joke. One of the boys comes downstairs and goes, "What are you all wound up for?" I'm like, because I was like, I just start reliving the whole thing. He's laughing. Guess what? He knew I was trying. He knew I was trying to find the batteries to put in it, so he took it upstairs. So the whole time, and mind you, I'm pressing the find remote thing, and I can't hear it.
You can't hear it.
Christina, I'm looking in the trash with a battery. I'm looking at it. How? But now, how? I'm like, I went there, and it's gone. Apparently, he had come by me and picked it up because he knew I was trying to find batteries. He went upstairs, was going to replace the batteries. All right, and he's just sitting there watching his television whatever, for like an hour or so. He doesn't bring it back down. Then he finally puts in batteries, brings it back down, sets it down, and I lose my mind. I literally go insane. He's like, "What? I'm like, what are you? Oh yeah, I had that upstairs for a while. I'm like, well, I was getting batteries for you. You can't say thank you. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I was dying here. I thought I had literally lost my mind. And then all of a sudden I look down and it's sitting right there.
Ta-da!
I'm like, sudden urge to throw you out the window.
Well, now that you said remote, it made me think of this particular story. So this is when I had surgery. This was quite a few years ago, and I don't really do well with drugs. I get very, very loopy. Very loopy.
Hold on. Say that again?
I get very, very loopy.
No, the first part.
Very, very loopy.
You don't do very well with drugs? I like that. I don't do well with drugs.
marijuana is not your friend. No, that's not what I was having. And so I'm laying in bed, and Eric's laying next to me, and we're both watching TV. And I said to him, I'm getting really tired. I says, these drugs are really starting to kick in. I think I'm going to go to sleep. He says, okay. I said, here, you can watch whatever you want on TV. And instead of handing him the remote, which I thought was right next to me, I ended up handing him my cell phone, which was right next to me. I don't know how in the heck he was supposed to change the channel with that, but yeah, go for it.
Yeah, the crazy ones are the ones that get you the most. And that remote was one instance, but that was a funny one because the kid took it. But I've actually had that same thing happen to me, and there were no kids here. And you're looking everywhere, everywhere, and you find. I mean, once I had done the batteries, and I couldn't find it again. And I mean, I've learned. You know what, John? Find a mirror and recite this phrase: "I am retarded." You are your own, John. You are your own worst enemy. You did this, John. Don't get angry. Walk away. One of these days, you're going to bump into that remote, John, and realize just how dumb you are. So I went over this one time. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get a cup of coffee. And I'm just gonna chill out. You know what I mean? I'll go do something on the computer. I'm getting too angry. All right. I go to get a cup of coffee, and guess what? It was my second cup of coffee. The first cup of coffee, when I put cream in it, I put the remote in the refrigerator. The second time I put cream in my coffee, I retrieved that remote that I had left the first time in the refrigerator.
I don't have any words.
I'm like, I remembered now. I was talking on the phone, and I had the remote. I opened up the door. I need to get the milk. I set the remote down so I could grab the milk. I guess in my brain thinking I'll retrieve it when I put the milk back. But the whole retrieval action never took place. I left there, went back to where I had just seen the remote. I had no idea what had happened, and I now began to get upset about I've lost the remote. Not thinking, you just put it in the fridge, dip. Remember when you looked at it before, dip, and you put it on the shelf, dip? It's still there, dip. Nope.
Okay, well, John goes to find that other remote. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. This is a Quickie with Mz B. You're listening to me, Mz B. If you missed the first half of this episode, you need to go back and check it out. That's all I can say.
Refrigerators are dangerous.
Well, speaking along that line, I've got a similar story. I was making dinner for for some friends that were coming over, and trying to hurry up and get stuff done because I was running a little bit behind schedule. So one of the ingredients was milk that I was using in this recipe of making dinner, and some stuff out of my pantry. So in my haste, trying to get all this done, I put the milk in the pantry. Unbeknownst to me, I don't know how I did this, but I did. So later on, it's time for dinner. We're sitting down and we're having dinner. And I said, what can I get everybody to drink? And my friend says, I'd like a glass of milk. I said, sure. So I go in the refrigerator. There, the milk is nowhere to be found in the refrigerator. And so I'm in a conundrum now. I'm like, what do I do? Because I can't find the milk, but I don't want to go out to her and say, well, I'm sorry, I can't find my milk. I don't know what the heck I did with it. So I had to lie and say, oh, I'm sorry. I just ran out. I used the last of it for my recipe. It wasn't until we started putting things away after dinner that the milk was found. And not by me, I might add, by my friend who was so generously helping me.
Hey, Chris, what? I don't think that whole I ran out thing was quite as honest as it could have been. I think you had a little left. I don't know, half a gallon.
And it was just funny because all of a sudden, when she opens up my pantry door, she looks at me and she goes, Chris, I'm like, yeah. She goes, yeah, we need to talk about your memory.
You're not out, Chris. You're just out of your mind. Yeah. The milk's here. You're not.
You're not.
Oh, my heavens.
I thought that was just too funny.
Well, like I was saying that before, I was talking about the ex. She this is one of those. You're going so fast, you're packing and all that, and she always waited till the last minute to pack too.
Yeah.
She's one of those, you know the people that to move, all they need is like a really big bag full of trash bags. She's one of those. What in the world are you staring at?
A woodpecker.
Oh,
he's freaking huge.
What is with? This is what she does to me, people. She just randomly stops talking and starts staring out the window and literally draws a blank.
Yeah, no, I was listening and talking this time.
No,
but did you see? You couldn't have said, "Oh, you should see the size of that pecker." I mean, woodpecker. I never seen. Oh God! I better just stop talking. Can we edit this out?
No, we're fine. You're crazy if I'm editing this out. No way. I want people to know all day, a whole day of this is what I do.
It was huge.
She tries to explain. No. This time it's okay because it was a really big crow. Oh, wow, yeah. No, you don't understand. The squirrel tried to kill me. She's had squirrels try to take over the house. In the middle of the show, they came to the back door. They tried to get in. Yeah.
He did. He tried to. I'm telling you.
Why is she having problems? I don't know. Loose, rabid, gangs of squirrels.
Squirrel moments. I've never seen woodpecker. I'm so excited because I've never seen a bird that big before. Oh my God. Well, aren't they kind of small? Talk about forgetting stuff. Is it warm in here? Is it just me? Oh my God. Oh boy.
Right. Ow.
How do you tell the difference between a wood? Never mind.
You lift its tail feathers. Just look under the duck.
And that, boys and girls, a perfect example of forgetting stuff like I just did. Ta-da!
I don't even know if she knows she's live on a radio show. People, what? John, what's it like? This is what it's like.
It was a big bird. I didn't.
Okay. Now,
okay. Right.
So, waiting till the last minute to pack.
Yes. I was listening. The phone. She was putting all of her stuff together. Last minute packer. She doesn't.
Oh yeah, you were listening real good.
I was too. You're telling me that she's not very organized when it comes to packing.
No, I said she's one of those people that would just throw it all in garbage bags if she could and just go.
Mm-hmm.
She would move like that. So she's last minute packing, and she's like, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna want these pants." Now, how do you decide the pants you're wearing are pants that you're gonna want? I'm going to want these. She takes them off, folds them up, puts them in the luggage. Unbeknownst to her, her phone is in her back pocket.
This is going to go wrong. Real quick.
Obviously, she doesn't know, and I'm not going to know because I'm probably not going to call her in the house. Although kids do that now. They text from the front seat to the back seat, but not me.
Yeah.
So she leaves. All right. She got to the airport, and she's like, she's already checked in. She's put her luggage on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And then she calls me from a payphone there. Can you ring my phone? I'm like, why? I don't know where it is. Where are you at? I'm at the airport. You want me to call your phone in an airport so you can find it? Sure. Why not?
Aren't they kind of loud and noisy in the airport? How would you even find
number
that?
one, if you don't have it on you, how is ringing going to find it? What are you going to do? Walk around the airport going, don't hear it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. So I do it to humor her. Nothing. And this goes on. Then she gets again. She goes all the way to the hotel, and where she's at, she wants me again ringing it. I'm like, okay, now it's just going to voicemail immediately because the phone's obviously dead. I've called it 50 times now. The phone's not been charged, and it's been there since it's been on since last night, and it's obviously dead now. Until she actually puts the britches on, is when she realizes, oh wow, and she giggles. For her, it's a giggle moment. You know what I mean? Not the fact that I'm running around trying to ring the phone. You know what I mean? So now the phone's dead. She's got to charge it, and then I call the phone again. Now it's nighttime where she's at. She's like, hello. I'm like, you found it? Oh, yeah. That casual. Oh, yeah. I'm like, well, I've been calling this thing. Yeah, okay, well, I found it. I'm like, well, where was it? It was in my pants. I'm thinking she lost it in her pants she's wearing.
No.
She hangs up, and I'm like scratching my head going, what? How do you lose it in your pants you're wearing and have me calling you for a day? How? She told me when she got back home, she was like, no, I took them off and I put them in the thing, and I'm like, oh my God, what a wingman. Actually lost her phone in the pants that she was wearing that she took off and then packed. Yep, special girl.
Yeah, it's been a special episode, and on that note, I need to go get some wine.
A lot of it.
Yep.